Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for the Catalyst for the Trades podcast. I'm Jennifer Bagley, your host, and today I'm very excited to have Miss Brittany Doering with TACCA NTX. Brittany, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks so much for having me, Jen. I'm excited to visit with you today.
I'm so excited. It's been great. Our team has been working with you on this conference you guys have coming up, and getting to know you and getting to know more about TACCA has been really awesome. I know Camille absolutely loves working with you guys. Tell me a little bit about yourself, though, before we get into TACCA and the conference and everything. How'd you get into the industry? What brought you here?
So I fell into HVAC. My husband's been in the industry for a very long time. He started in hanging ductwork as a sub and kind of has moved up through the ranks, and recently got his contractor's license, which I'm very proud of him.
Congratulations.
So, but he handles operations for a large company here in North Texas. They're based out of Midlothian. And so then I came from mission-based nonprofit work. So I did fundraising and corporate development and things like that. A lot of big special events. I've worked for, American Heart Association, March of Dimes. I've also done some work for food pantries and things like that. So I came from that world. And so then this opportunity opened up, and my husband was already engaged with TACCA. And of course, him being in the industry for so long, our friends are in HVAC. I mean, that's just kind of our network of people.
Yeah.
And so they were like, well, maybe throw your hat in the ring. And I did, and met with the board of directors, went through the interview process, and they decided that I would be a fit. And I've been in the seat for almost a year and a half now, and I really like it.
I love that. Congratulations. That is a perfect pathway. Perfect pathway. This has to be a lot of fun as well. So tell me a little bit about TACCA. Like, what was the process? I know there was obviously they're in your backyard. That made it a lot easy, but what really drove you to choose working within that organization? What are the big drivers?
I think for me, because of my past experience working with board of directors, developing sponsor relations, bringing in revenue, that's always been my role. And so I stepped into something familiar, but then on the unfamiliar side, TACCA has several chapters across the state, and each chapter is a separate business entity. We have our state entity as well. But when you get to the chapter level, there's 4 staffed chapters. It's here in DFW, that's me.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have San Antonio, which is Dawn, Mel in Houston, and Audrey in Austin. We are all actually operating small businesses. So right? So from soup to nuts, we are handling the books and the marketing and making the relationships. And we are all ultimately small business owners, which I know that we all, the executive directors that are in the seats now, we have some really incredible talent. And so we're very excited about where TACCA is going. So
I love that. I love that. So you guys have a membership base as well. What are some of the things that come with membership? What kind of, or what size contractors are a good fit? Kind of what's the makeup of the organization right now as far as the contractors go?
So I would say that the sweet spot for us is really that 1 million to 10 million. And we have everything. We have everything from, the one person, he's the janitor, he's the tech, he's the GM, he does everything. So we have that person. But then we also have, we have some of the larger groups too. So we have some PE groups that are part of us. But that 1 million to 10 million, that family business or that legacy business is really the sweet spot for TACCA. And in fact, I'll tell you a real wonderful story about our state level, because we have a state board of directors and we have our executive director in state at Victoria. They're running the shop there at state too. We have a president right now on our state board, and his dad's been involved since the 80s. His dad was a president, and now he's taken over as president. And so that's one of the nice things about TACCA is the legacy of families that are involved with the association. So
yeah, I love that. What are some of the things that they get with the membership? Like, what really, if someone was to dive in and they were looking for a home right now to get some advisory council information and really kind of shorten the number of lessons that you have to go through as an entrepreneur, what do you see the biggest benefits they would say about joining TACCA?
Well, one thing for our license holders, so for our contractors in Texas, you have to have continuing education. You have to have a certain quantity per year. And so being part of TACCA, they receive that at no cost. And so that's definitely a benefit for the contractor members. And so state handles that. State also handles the advocacy. So, right. So they're down on Capitol Hill down in Austin, making sure that the contractors' businesses are protected, which is very important. We have a lobbyist on staff. She's been a part of TACCA for 20 plus years. A fantastic example is, back when COVID hit, they made sure that HVAC, that they were considered essential and that we could, our business owners could continue operating their shops. So, so that's a little bit about what state does. But then when you break out into the chapter levels, that's really where the networking happens, right? And we all have, we do special events. We also do some, like these guys, like we do clay shoots, golf tournaments, fishing tournaments. I have a dove hunt coming up. That's what our members like, our contractor members, like to keep them happy.
Yeah.
And then we also have, we have some networking opportunities. I have a networking, a happy hour Thursday night that we're going to have. And we've got some some of the chapters are real successful. They have these wonderful business lunches where they come in, they have a lot of education, and that works really well for those chapters. The North Texas chapter, I'm like, we're the fun group. We just want to get together and have drinks. We like to hang out, which works for me because that's what I love, especially coming from my event planner background. But we have education too. So
yeah, I love that. It's hard enough being an entrepreneur, but an entrepreneur on an island, that's tough.
It is. And when we talk about, the wonderful thing about being the executive director is that, it is our responsibility to grow the industry as a whole, which means that we need to have a nice large network and a diverse network of service providers who can help the contractors. And so I have contractors who will come to me and say, hey, who can help me with my books? Hey, help me with my marketing. Hey, leads are too expensive. What can I do? And so we in our seat have the opportunity to connect our associate members with those contractors so everybody wins.
I love that. I love that. Yeah, it's pulling it out of the hat, probably not the best idea.
Yeah. Well, and then the thing is like, HVAC is a huge industry. There's enough business for everybody, but not every solution works for every size business. And so it's wonderful when we have a nice large network that we can kind of plug, and figure out what works for, different folks and different price points and things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So the main event, we're very excited about an upcoming event that you guys have going on. Or where is it located? Is it Hearst?
It's in Hearst. So for folks who are not familiar with Dallas Fort Worth, Hearst is it's right smack dab in the middle of the Metroplex. And one thing that's interesting it's a funny thing about Dallas Fort Worth. People from Dallas do not like to go to Fort Worth, and people from Fort Worth do not like to go to Dallas. There's this little feud there, and they're very different personalities. So what we decided to do is we like to be Switzerland. So we put it smack dab in the middle of the Metroplex.
Smart.
Yeah. So that means you can get there from anywhere, and it's also convenient. So if we have folks from Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, they don't have to go to Vegas. They don't have to go to Orlando. They don't have to travel far. It's affordable and they can come. So that was it's another benefit to coming to North Texas. It's very convenient.
Oh, I love that. I remember the first time I had relocated. This is in my late 20s. I relocated to Dallas and I was living in like Plano, Frisco area. And I remember taking my first trip to DFW and I stopped at a stoplight and I was looking down, messing with the radio. And I looked up and there was a giant cow with horns. And I was like, what the Sam?
I think, yeah.
My heart was going, dum, 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 dum.
Yeah. There's definitely, you could be driving on the freeway here and there will definitely be cattle and things like that in the field. Now, man, this area is booming. I was born and raised here, and it is exploding with people, right? We're one of the largest HVAC markets in the world, but you can still run into livestock even driving down the highway. I've seen loose cows. I've seen loose livestock running down the highway.
I later learned it wasn't a cow. And I was like, okay, got it. I remember calling my mom, like, they got cows. She's like, tornado?
Yeah, we do. We have cows. But Yeah. So the conference, though, it's the whole idea. And I mentioned I'd been in my seat for a little over a year. Well, I spent a good chunk of my time. I went to some of the national shows and just wanted to check it out, see what it was about, and make sure that I fully understood the industry, and just felt like, I wanted to figure out where I could plug in and help. And so going to some of the national shows, it was kind of like, I felt like the attendance was a little low on the contractor side. And it wasn't just my perspective. I started to notice as I developed relationships with some of our associate members who are like our supply partners, our distributors, manufacturers, things like that. They were like, well, there wasn't anybody at the show. So then being in the position that I'm in, and having, like, my board is composed of contractors, and I'm thinking, why aren't they going to the show? So with them, what I determined, and people would give me free admission. I could pass it on to my board members. Those are some perks of being, connected with them. The reason that they aren't going to the show, from what I determined, is they were very expensive. Some of the shows can be very expensive. So you pay a registration fee, but then you also have to pay the travel cost to get there.
Yep.
So there's that component of it. The other component of it for a contractor is when you are, you are very much in your business when you're a contractor. It is a on-demand. HVAC runs 24/7. It's you do not wait, because if you tell that customer to wait, guess what? They're moving on to somebody else.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So you lose money. So the owners and the leadership have to be available for their business. They couldn't escape for several days.
Yeah.
So I was like, how can I solve this problem? Right? At least in a small region. So I'm like, we can solve this problem by putting on a show, make it very affordable, do it very quick. Don't pull people away, for too long. And that's how I came up with the idea. And then I wanted to capture the spirit of Texas, of course. So the Longhorns, the Trailblazer,
I love it. I love the branding. That's a fun project. So let's get all the details out of the way for anybody that's interested in coming. You guys still have open registrations. How can they get registered? What are the dates?
We do. So, and CI Web Group has been so instrumental in helping to put this together, which has been really, really wonderful. There's no way that we would be as far as we are without the support of you guys. So I just want to make sure that folks know that. For registration, they can visit HVACTrailblazer.com. So they'll be able to register there. We also, for contractors and their team members, are running a special right now. It ends on next Monday. So it ends, I think, what day is next Monday? I think the 15th is when it ends. But we're doing $50 off.
Nice.
Registration. And I mentioned wanting to make this affordable because I want this to fit everybody, especially our sweet spot of the $1 million to $10 million. They don't have a massive budget to drop on education. So what we did was it's $100 if you come to the main event, which is on October 3rd. So that's when our keynotes, we have 20 plus breakout sessions. We have a big trade show floor. We're expecting about 35 to 40 exhibitors to come to that. We've already got, I think I have a few spots left for exhibitors there. But so for that, so it's $100. That's only $50 right now if you sign up.
That's crazy.
Yes. I mean, you're going to get the quality of a national show. Local.
For $50.
For $50. There is something for everybody. And we have some pretty significant industry names coming to do breakout sessions and things like that, which is exciting because there's a lot of them based here in North Texas. We've got Go Time Success Group.
Okay.
We've got Service Nation's going to be a part of it. One of a dear personal friend of ours that taught my husband everything he knows, Joe Cunningham, is a pretty big name. And so he'll be there. But anyway, so that's the main event day. We also have pre-conference workshops because what I wanted to do is I wanted to make sure, because the more successful your team is, the more your business can grow. So we decided to put on pre-conference workshops as well. And those will be October 2nd. Those are also very affordable. The regular price for them is $250, but you can use that $50 off and register for those for $200. But we have those for technicians, which is being put on by Go Time Success Group. And I don't know if anybody's ever priced out their education, but it can, a full day.
It's not $200.
No, you're paying. You're paying a couple thousand. And so Ben and his team, they were very gracious, and they were very supportive. So we have that. Service Nation is doing a leadership workshop, which is great. So they're doing DISC training. So if nobody's ever done DISC training and you are in management or you are an owner, man, DISC training can change the way your team functions. And you get a great understanding of yourself. I do it for my board of directors and I, so that we all know how each other,
operates.
It's awesome. So Service Nation will do that. We've got SBE, Service Business Odyssey, and they're going to do a training for CSRs, which will be fantastic.
Love it.
Then we have Reignite Sales Group, and they're coming in and they're doing a big sales training.
I love that group. I know them well. That's fantastic. I love that. Those guys are good. They're sharp. I've seen them create miracles in companies with their sales training.
Yeah, he does. So he does a great job. So there's something for everybody at every level of the business. And then the other wonderful thing is when you register for the pre-conference workshops, your team members they then get access to the main event too. So they come to the pre-conference workshop the day before, then they can come and visit some of the breakouts and the keynotes and things like that the next day. So
I love that. What other topics do you have? Other speakers, what can they learn about?
So a lot of it is going to be geared towards leadership, marketing, and things like that on the main event day. So we have, I'm going to pull some things up real quick for us.
I know you guys have a packed schedule. We're very excited.
20. I know we have 20 breakout sessions. We're very excited. So we've got everything. We have finance. So we have some finance. If somebody's looking to exit and they want to, make a nice big exit, we have an exceptional breakout session on that. We've got Federal Reserve Bank is coming. TDLR, Bill Weatherly, he's the program director for HVAC, so he'll be there. He's fantastic. Nice. Yeah, we've got education from Online Access. They're going to discuss Google search. We've got something else I thought was interesting. Some companies might not be able to make that investment into, like around here, a lead, a Google, like a Google click lead is $750. It's expensive when you're kind of a startup company. So we have another company that has Sam Wakefield with Close It Now is going to talk about how door-to-door has been very successful for some companies.
He's our client. I love Sam. He's amazing.
Yeah. So Sam will be there. He's going to talk about that. We've got Contractor in Charge. They're going to talk about a call center. We've got a couple of technical.
That's another client of ours that I would say on the Contractor in Charge one, that's going to be a hit. They're going to be talking about CSRs, AI automations. They've got a really good, I just did an event with them. I don't even remember, Nashville. And that was most heavily packed session there was. Actually, we had standing room just wall to wall to wall. So fantastic. Good lineup.
Awesome. Yeah. And we've got some other, Joe Cunningham's going to talk about how to maximize, on a service call. I've got Ben Stark from Go Time Success Group. He's going to talk about how successful annual planning can really increase your wealth and grow your business. So there's something for everybody at every level of their business.
Sweet. I love it. As long as my grandbaby doesn't pop out before then, I'll be there doing a session on AI search, digital marketing with AI. So I'm very excited about that. So I know you've got some sponsors. Do you have any shout outs for some big sponsors you want to give thanks to before we head out?
We do. So Lemon Seed, CI Web Group, Online Access is a great partner. Federated Insurance is also a fantastic partner. We are very excited to welcome a lot. Johnstone Supply has also recently dived in with us in a huge way. And so we're very excited to work with them as well. So
I love that. I just got off the podcast with Crystal a minute ago, another one of our clients. I love that.
Yeah.
I love the Johnstone group out there too. That's going to be great opportunity for all of their contractors. So anybody that's interested in reaching out to you, they want to get some more information, whether it's speaker. I know we're doing a podcast show there as well. So you'll have some podcasters. How do they reach you?
They can reach me at Brittany, BRIT. There you go. You got it.
Amazing. So you guys, registrations are open. This is the opportunity to jump in. This is a heck of a deal. I almost said hell of a deal, but we'll leave it at that. This is a phenomenal deal for any of you guys that want to cram a lot of information, be able to really dive in. This is strategic planning time, right? We're past mid-year. We're almost in Q4 of 2025, rolling into 2026. It's time to really assess your business from the inside out. Technology is changing rapidly. The industry is changing rapidly. Consumers are changing rapidly. You've got new tax and tax credits coming out at the end of the year. There's a lot of moving pieces right now. So if you want to rip off the Band-Aid, really nail down how you're going to go market in 2026, I think this is a phenomenal opportunity. And I appreciate everything you're doing for this industry. My goodness, woman, you got your hands full. That's for sure.
I do. And, we have a couple of fun things at the event too, right? Because I mentioned North Texas likes to have fun. So Women in HVAC is going to do a mimosa event in the morning, the main event day. So that's a networking group. So come have some mimosas, meet with Women in HVAC.
Do not take a nap.
Yeah, you don't want to sleep.
Me and mimosa, I go night-night.
Yeah, you don't want to
Bloody Mary, I'm good to go.
Man, I didn't think about Bloody Marys. That sounds good. But then we've got you mentioned the tax savings. I have a partner. Her business name is Real Tax Savings. She's going to be hosting a business leader networking group, and I think they're going to serve some beer and pretzels, and she's going to talk about some of those tax things coming up. And then our partner, Service Nation, and another partner, Next Stage Advisory, are hosting the after party. So right next to the conference center, we have Bronco's Sports Bar and Grill. You can leave, you just walk over. We're going to have a happy hour. And I think Service Nation is going to be passing out some nice hand-rolled cigars. So, yeah.
I know where I'll be.
Yep. So we've got some fun stuff planned too, but man, the most important thing is to get the contractors in there, get them the education so they can really grow their businesses and their careers and be successful.
I love it. You guys, this is an incredible opportunity, guys. Get enrolled. If you're not enrolled already, make sure you get on that list. Brittany, thank you so much for the offer, the promotion that's rolling out. What was the date on the expiration date? When do they need to register by?
Next Monday.
Next Monday.
What is that date?
Is it? I don't know.
The 15th.
Okay. I don't even know what day it is today. I actually had to look. All right. Well, you've got 6 days, my friends. So take action, get her done, get it on the calendar, jump in. Krista, if we can throw the website up so they can register one more time, that would be awesome. HVAC Trailblazer.com. Brittany, anything else you'd like to leave everyone with before we jump out of here?
I hope to see you there.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you so much for all you do in the industry, for everybody listening into today's podcast. I hope you found information that was valuable and that you guys take action. If this is a great opportunity for someone you know in the conference, you guys like it, share it, comment it, send it over to your buddies. Make sure they have access to the information. And again, Brittany, you're amazing. Continue to lead this industry to greatness. Thank you for all you do. And thanks for everybody for joining.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.